So now it's time to discuss OUV, Outstanding Universal Value, Attributes and Values. And we have an expert with us, Dr. Birgitta Ringbeck. She's an expert on monument preservation, industrial heritage, World Heritage nominations, and World Heritage management. And I've known Birgitta for quite some years, because she was head of the World Heritage coordinating bodies, the federal one in Germany, based in the German Federal Foreign Office in Berlin. So we've met in a few World Heritage sessions. And she was head of the Department of Preservation of Regional Traditions and Culture at the Nordrhein-Westfalen Stiftung, a foundation for the protection of nature, regional traditions and culture in Düsseldorf, Germany. So please, Birgitta, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you very much, Kay, and thank you very much to the organizers for inviting me. It's really a pleasure to be here with all of you. And yes, I'm an art historian as well, but I have to admit today that I have to present today the bureaucratic way of thinking, as you told it. And my privilege was in the last 20 years or more than 20 years to accompany all the World Heritage inscriptions in Germany between number 25 and number 51. And among these 26 world inscriptions, there were 10 international serial nominations. So that is, I think Germany has, with 8 of the 9 direct neighbors, common World Heritage sites, as well with 23 other states parties of the World Heritage Convention, and the largest, or regarding the quantity, I think the beech forest, the natural inscription is a natural inscription which has at the moment 18 state parties on board. So, but no, I think we have to go back. Yes, the World Heritage List, not the World Heritage Convention. I like to make the difference, because we know the world. We know the World Heritage List, but we do not know the World Heritage Convention, which is much more than the World Heritage List. I like to mention that. But the list is based on the concept of outstanding universal value, meaning, according to paragraph 49 of the operational guidelines for the implementation of the World Heritage Convention, a cultural and or natural significance which is so exceptional as to transcend national boundaries and to be of common importance for present and future generations of humanity. But only 33 years after the General Assembly adopted the World Heritage Convention in 1972, the Statement of Outstanding Universal Value was included for the first time in the 2005 operational guideline and has become operational since 2007. It is divided into the following sections: brief synthesis, criteria, integrity, authenticity, which applies only to cultural sites, and management requirements. And it's quite important. Normally you should write a statement should be or have only to be 2 pages, 4 pages. And my experience all over the years is, if you cannot declare why such a site is of outstanding universal value on 2 pages, then forget it, because it must really very precise, and everyone involved has to immediately realize why a site is of outstanding universal value. While the draft and this slide shows there are 3 pillars of the outstanding universal value. The first one is the criteria. The second one, that the criteria are the justifications for justification, and you have to meet also the condition criteria, integrity and authenticity, and protection and management has also in place if you like to have success. While the draft version of the mission statement of the for the preparation of a World Heritage nomination, while the draft version is a mission statement for the preparation of a World Heritage nomination, the final version approved by the World Heritage Committee is a central reference document for justifying inscription and assessing developments, risks and threats following recognition as a World Heritage property. As an essential tool for justifying the criteria and characterizing the attributes and values, it defines the thinking at the time of inscription on the basis of the criteria in force at the time. A statement of outstanding universal value provides a clear shared understanding of the reasons for inscription and of what needs managing in order to sustain the outstanding universal value for the long term. For the importance for identifying and listing attributes has only become clear in recent years. This is also due to the fact that the conceptual approach has changed. At the beginning, icons were primarily entered in the heritage list, the global significance of which was beyond question and had not been verified. Today, however, not only the best of the best, a little bit the concept of the 8 world wonders, but also the representative of the best are recognized as World Heritage properties. This often requires a very sophisticated and detailed justification, which also highlights the gaps in the World Heritage list that nomination closes. In addition, the complex threats to which the World Heritage sites are exposed can only be reliably assessed if the attributes conveying the outstanding universal value are known. The World Heritage Convention is a property-based convention. Jörg Haspel just mentioned it, which means that the physical attributes of a property in particular have to express or convey the outstanding universal value. Therefore, the principal challenge is identifying, mapping and protecting physical attributes that justify the selection of at least one of the six cultural criteria, as well as the conditions of authenticity and integrity. In the context, it should be noted that there is a decisive difference between the criteria for cultural and natural heritage, where the various cultural criteria characterize attributes and values. The natural criteria define types of heritage. Moreover, the operational guidelines for the implementation of the World Heritage Convention stipulated concrete tangible and intangible attributes only for the conditions of authenticity by listing from form and design, material and substance, traditions, techniques and management systems, location and setting, language and other forms of tangible heritage, and spirit and feeling. In addition, in the conditions of integrity are the measure for wholeness and intactness of the natural and or cultural heritage and its attributes. Except for authenticity, I just mentioned it, attributes have so far only been defined outside the operational guidelines. Outside the operational guidelines in the questionnaire for the third cycle of the periodic reporting, which is underway at the moment for the region, for the European and North America region. And in this questionnaire, attributes are defined as follows. Attributes can be physical qualities or fabric or the relationship between them. Attributes can also be processes impacting on physical qualities, such as natural or agricultural processes, social arrangements, or cultural practices that have shaped distinctive landscapes. For natural properties, they can include landscape features, habitats, aspects of environmental quality, such as intactness, high pristine environmental quality, scale and naturalness of habitats, and size and viability of wildlife populations. So that means we do not have a definition which is accepted by the World Heritage Committee so far. As a guide, the periodic reporting questionnaire recommend to focus on approximately 5 key attributes. In general, no more than 50 should be mapped for a site. The mapping of attributes is therefore a prerequisite for drafting a statement of outstanding universal value as a mission statement for the application process, identifying the component parts for a serial nomination, elaborating a successful nominating dossier, including a comparative analysis, and we just heard I think Pierre has given us the context in which the application from Mendelsohn has to be compared with. And I like to add only one thing. Maybe we have to have a glimpse to Africa as well, or to look to Africa as well, because the African. No? Okay, because the African World Heritage Fund is currently preparing a tentative list entry of several African countries regarding African modernism, and that is the architecture of independence. And I think this is a very challenging approach. But of course, I think we have to compare the works of Mendelsohn with this initiative as well. So, beside the comparative analysis, the mapping of attribute is important as well for the management of a property, through indicating what it is needed to be maintained in order to sustain the outstanding universal value. And of course, elaborating a management plan, which is part of the nomination process and the application, and conducting heritage impact assessments in order to effectively evaluate important impacts on the potential developments on the outstanding universal value. And I have to admit that, for instance, in Germany we conducted heritage impact assessments already during the nomination process to be on the safe side, so that we are not face trouble after the inscription or during the inscription process. One of the first examples of identifying and listing attributes that justify the criteria and convey the outstanding universal value as a rule is a table developed during the nomination process for the serial transcontinental property, the architectural work of Le Corbusier. Pierre just mentioned is an outstanding contribution to the modern movement, inscribed in the World Heritage List in 2016. In the course of the lengthy process, more than 10 years, to organize and to create the series, which originally consisted of 22 components, and in the end was reduced to 70 sites. The format set out concisely and precisely how the attributes of each component contribute to the outstanding universal value. Due to the to our time constraints today, I will not explain this tableau, this table in detail, but those who are involved in the preparation of the nomination should go in the detail, because it's quite interesting and it is really a good foundation to organize that all stakeholders are involved in the definition of the outstanding universal value, are on the same level. Yesterday I was inspired by all the papers, and especially of the paper of Michael Benedict, and I hesitate to show the following slide, but I do it now because I have a proposal, and if I had the task to do the editorial work for writing or defining the outstanding draft outstanding universal value, I think I would think about the criteria. Pierre told, okay, number one is the one which applies to Mendelsohn. I would think about one criteria one as well, so represent a masterpiece of human creative genius. For instance, the work of Le Corbusier was nominated with regard to the most common criteria 2 and 4, but the World Heritage Committee added one as well. And we have to think, do we have really iconic buildings in the series? And I'm convinced we have at least one. Of course, the second one exhibits an important interchange of human values over a span of time within a cultural area of the world on developments in architecture or technology, monumental arts, town planning, or landscape design. It's no question that this criteria fits to the works of Mendelsohn, as well as number 4 be an outstanding example, to my opinion, of a type of building, architectural and technological ensembles of landscape which illustrate significant stages in human history. So, and now I present the first, as I mentioned it, I would consider 1, 2, and 3. And yesterday, Michael Benedict, I think he, for me, it was inspiring because he mentioned values which are really important, I think. And I would define a value for each criterion. And I think the creation and evolution could be the value for criterion 1. Space and time, the value for criterion and 2, and the large and the small, the value for criterion 6. And I tried to summarize a little bit the attributes behind, or under the criteria. So that is just an idea, not a proposal. But it came into my mind yesterday and during the interesting papers given by the experts. And now it's time to finish. So there are resource manuals and publications. First of all, on the right-hand side, the guidelines and the papers of the World Heritage Center that are guidelines for the preparation of serial nominations to the World Heritage List, World Heritage and Buffer Zones, the writing heritage nominations. So that is quite popular, and know everyone is aware of these manuals. But on the other hand, the Tokyo National Research Institute for Cultural Properties conducted a very helpful reader in 2021 that is attributes a way of understanding World Heritage, the OUV, and I recommend to go to read this booklet as well, because it is really a collection of the concept of OUV, of the insights of the collection of OUV. So thank you very much.